And I can't represent myself. I am myself. I'm a Moorish American national.
You don't just come in and say, I'm my own country, I'm going to do what I want. So you're going to separate driving suspended charges that were scheduled for jury trial. File 21213ST alleges driving suspended second offense on January 31st, 2021 here in St. Joseph County. File 202073 alleges driving suspended on September 17th here in St. Joseph County. I think there may be a speeding charge with that. File 202653 also charges driving suspended second offense and forgery and speeding. All those matters were scheduled for jury trial today, November 10th. Mr. Morrow Bay wishes to represent himself on these matters. He has a perspective on the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code that disagrees with the state's version of it, but he didn't want an attorney and didn't wish to have representation. He wanted to represent himself in all of these matters. So we treated him like an attorney. We set the matter for a final pretrial to prepare for jury trial. And he didn't show up. So there are presently 3 arrest warrants for Mr. Morrow Bay's arrest for failing to appear for duly scheduled last pretrials about 3 weeks ago. We don't show up on the morning of trial with a basket full of papers and inconvenience 30 to 50 jurors who have to come in and hear your case and several witnesses without preparing for it. So we scheduled a pretrial conference and you didn't show up. So I've called off the jurors for today and the prosecutor has called off all the witnesses. And there are currently 3 separate warrants for your arrest for failing to appear. But you're here now.
I think I was unaware.
We sent that to the address that you gave us. And if you're representing yourself, you need to act like you're representing yourself. We sent you duly notice to your Sage Street address in Kalamazoo. The same notice you got for this.
I don't live there anymore, and I can't represent myself. I am myself.
Buckle up, because what you're about to witness is courtroom chaos at its finest. That O'Day's defendant isn't just any ordinary driver with suspended license. He's a self-proclaimed Moorish American national who believes he's his own country. Yep, you heard that right. His own nation, he's already skipped court 3 times, insists the judge has no jurisdiction over him, and now walks in ready to argue with the entire legal system at UT Here's a Twist. This judge has heard every sovereign citizen excuse in the book, and today he's done playing games eerie about to see logic collide with fantasy, patience meet delusion, and one man's belief in paperwork sovereignty go head-to-head with cold, hard reality. Stick around, because this case only gets crazier from here, and the ending? Let's just say it involves handcuffs, disbelief, and one of the most iconic courtroom shutdowns we've seen.
All right, well, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't know that you moved. So, Mr. McNair, you're driving me crazy. I'm going to put you in the waiting room. You're walking all over the place and flashing the screen and giving me vertigo, and you're sideways and upside down. And so I'll be with you in a bit. Don't go away. Yes, that's your position. Then you're not doing a very good job of it because you didn't tell me where you lived. You didn't show up for a pretrial while we prepare for this. And now you come rolling in with a hat on the morning that your 30 or 40 jurors are supposed to be here. That's not a very good way to do business.
It's my religious headdress.
At this point, the judge is calmly laying out the landscape. Multiple charges, mishearings, and defendant who's convinced traffic laws don't apply to him. Tease the classic sovereign citizen playbook. Deny jurisdiction, reject legal terms, and then act confused when the court doesn't bend to your beliefs. But the real kicker here? This isn't his first no-show. The man has blown off 3 pretrials already, wasting juror time, court time, and spare money SO when the judge says he's done being patient. He means it. This is the calm before the legal...
All right.
Proven jurisdiction to begin with.
Ms. Davis is here.
I'm still waiting for jurisdiction.
On behalf of the prosecutor's office. Ms. Davis, you have any thought on this?
Your Honor, I would ask that he be held in contempt for failing to appear at the last pretrial. I would also ask that an order enter regarding discovery if all of these items that he's holding on to are intended to be used as exhibits at the trial. I would like to have copies of those so that we can be prepared. Also, I'd like to have our motion for joinder of the cases heard so we can settle that matter prior to choosing the jury and having another date set.
Right in the middle of my busy arraignment morning when I have 14 people waiting to be arraigned, that probably won't work out too good. But it's all on him. He didn't show up. He also got notice of your motion. Mr. Morrow Bay, do you have documents that you were going to present as part of your defense?
I mean, I mailed in documents and I never got a response.
Well, did you have some? Do you have some you wish to present?
Well, I mailed in an affidavit to you more than once, and this is also my legal notice for my lawful name change, because I put it on the record that I'm a Moorish American national and I'm not American or a U.S. citizen. Excuse me. I'm a man of the land. I'm native to the land. So a lot of these
the "I don't live there anymore" excuse. It's a classic sovereign tactic. Blame the system for not being psychic enough to track your every move. The judge's comeback, "I'm not clairvoyant," is pure gold, calm, cutting, and absolutely fair. It is where we see the ideological clash. The judge lives in a world of due process and procedure, and our defendant lives in a world of cosmic paperwork and imaginary immunity. And yet, he genuinely seems confused that missing court 3 times has
trying to be respectful to the court and let the court know since the beginning in a respectful manner. And I have lots of documentation to prove it.
All right. I want you to take Mr. Perdue into custody. Okay. We're going to execute the 3 bench warrants that are currently out for his arrest for contempt. We'll take him to jail and we'll make an arrangement later to discuss.
Are you arresting me right now? Wow.
I don't have time to do it now. Thank you. Bye. Mr. Perdue, you're going to jail, St. Joe County Jail here in St. Joe County, and I'm going to hold on to you in lieu of 3 $1,000 bonds till we can review your contempt and the other things we need to deal with. But if you're going to represent yourself, you need to do it right. You need to show up when you're supposed to show up. You need to follow the rules of evidence and procedure. You don't just come in and say, "I'm my own country, I'm going to do what I want." So you're going to jail.
I was unaware.
The bond is $1,000 per file, and I will talk with you later.
Here's where it gets tricky. The defendant now shifts gears and claims that his hat is a religious headdress, invoking cultural and religious freedom. Now, while religious attire is protected in court to an extent, it doesn't grant immunity from the law or the obligation to appear. This is the pivot moment. He's mixing legitimate rights with pseudo-legal rhetoric. Judges see this often in Moorish sovereign cases. They blend truth with fiction so tightly that it feels like an alternate reality. And you can see the judge biting his tongue, trying to stay professional while realizing this man thinks the motor vehicle code doesn't apply because of...
So right now you're going to the St. Joe County Jail. All right, we'll deal with him, Deborah, when we have more time. But he's clearly in contempt. And he is his own person, so he isn't representing himself. He is himself.
And she's not playing around. She immediately calls for contempt, demands discovery, and reminds the court that this defendant's paper stack isn't just dramatic, it's disruptive. Meanwhile, the defendant's still waving papers and claiming to be a man of the land. This right here is why courtroom patience deserves hazard paid. It's fascinating. These sovereign citizens see court filings as spells, like if they mail the right words. They can unbind themselves from the system. But the only thing these documents are doing is digging a deep logic fully collapses. He declares he's not a U.S. citizen and a man native to the land, believing that state laws simply vanish because he says so. This is a peak of sovereign delusion, confusing personal belief with legal exemption. The tension is thick. You can see the judge's composure slipping. This is no longer a legal argument. It's a philosophical rant colliding with the justice system. And there's only one way this story ends.